Get yourself a nice cup of tea or a cup of coffee. This is going to be a long one. We're looking at lots of things. We're going to be looking at today's aspects, which is for the 20th of January. Happy birthday to all our Aquarians. We're also going to be looking at what's coming up. We've got Mercury going retrograde, plus 2 very important eclipses. Let's start with astrology today and what's happening today in the sky. So we have 4 planets and 2 asteroids in the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is a sign of humanitarianism, innovation. It's also the sign where it is all about the intellect, the thinking. It's about kindness. We're looking at the Sun, Venus, Pluto, and the Moon, which are currently in Aquarius. And then we've also got the asteroids Pallas Athene and Vesta. So there's a lot going on in your Aquarius house with these 6 planets traveling through them. For example, mine are all located in my 6th house. So this is about how I'm doing my work, how I'm doing my health. It is also about my pets. So there's a lot going on with my pets. Let's see what else we can look at. We can also look at the fact that Mercury is at 29 degrees in Capricorn. Remember, 29 degrees are anaretic degrees, very stressful, very tensionful. And we've got also Mars, which is sitting at 27 degrees in Capricorn. So today we have permission to call a spade a spade. When these 2 planets make contact the way that they have, it's literally just cutting through the crap. So it's about clear, decisive, action type communication. We also have the Moon at 18 degrees, which is in conjunct Jupiter retrograde in Cancer at 18 degrees. We're overreacting and we're over-responding and possibly making promises that we can't keep, so be aware of that. Mercury is sextiling Neptune, distorted information. There's this, the anaretic degree also, it brings the truth, whether you like it or not, the truth shows up. And then we've got Mars, which sextiles Saturn in Pisces. So we do have the strength, we've got the capacity for this endurance. We've got this capacity, no matter what's going on, we can manage this. Whatever's coming up for you, with Mars making that sextile to Saturn, it's saying that we have the capacity to get through this. Now, with Mars sextiling Saturn, it can also be quite a violent, quite an aggressive aspect. And this is how we can show up and use it as our strength of will. So our willingness to be strong, our willingness to endure the process, to endure whatever's going through our lives, and especially trusting the process. There is definitely an impact in terms of structures and anything that is patriarchal and old. It's talking about the opportunities that come up now for things to take better shape for the future. Also, Venus and Pluto are conjunct at 3 degrees. So there is this intense and highly charged energy between the 2 of them. It's about money, it's about power, it's about death, it's about transformation. It is really quite a big deal because it's also very close to the Sun, which is sitting at 0 degrees in Aquarius, anaretic degree. So we really have to be cautious and be aware of our ego and how much of our ego is showing up. In other words, self-mastery is always about self-awareness. It's about being able to see where my fear is driving me and where can I use the Aquarian energy of kindness rather than using this fear. We're going to see worldwide lots of innovative new things coming up over the next few months, over the next few years actually, as these planets are moving through Aquarius and they're kind of pinging on the things that need to be new, what we're going to create in a new fashion, whether it's our spirituality, it's the awakening, whether it's AI. We're going to notice all of that. Of course, we have been noticing that for quite a while. Let me see, is there anything else I wanted to say there? No, we're good. Okay, let's move on to our Chinese New Year. The lunar Chinese New Year is on the 17th of February, and this is when we officially move into the year of the fire horse. For feng shui and placements of feng shui, we begin that process on the 4th of February. That's known as the solar New Year. And, you know, coming from the year of the snake, moving into the year of the horse, it can feel like you're running a race that never ends, particularly if you are avoiding, neglecting, or pretending it's not there. Whatever the year of the snake has uncovered for you, this is now your opportunity to acknowledge it, accept it, and let it go, release it, or acknowledge it, accept it, and change it if it's possible for you. So we need to take a good look at what the snake year has uncovered for us. We need to be brave and we need to be honest, because as these eclipses start coming in as well, it's going to feel like it's erratic and quite intense, but I promise you it does calm down a little bit later. Let's look at what's happening with these eclipses. First of all, the solar eclipse is on the 17th of February. It's around 2 p.m. in South Africa, and it's at 28 degrees in Aquarius. So we would be very interested to see what planets you have in your birth chart, your natal chart, as well as your progressed moon chart. Do you have any planets at 28 degrees, and specifically 28 degrees in the sign of Aquarius? Because that just indicates how big this transformation, change, and new beginnings is for you with this solar eclipse on the 17th of February in Aquarius. We have the full moon lunar eclipse 2 weeks later. It's on the 3rd of March, and it's going to be around, I think it's around 12 p.m. South African time, and it's at 12 degrees in Virgo. So again, very interesting to see what planets you have in your natal or progress charts at 12 degrees, and also 12 degrees in the sign of Virgo. So we're looking at the signs of Aquarius and Virgo, and those are the areas at 28 degrees Aquarius, 12 degrees of Virgo. Those are the areas that are going to be transforming in your life. For example, Aquarius, my pets, my everyday, how I do my work, how I do my health is my Aquarius. And it's also 12 degrees of Virgo is very personal. So it's for me very personal. It's in my first house. And we would be able to recognize the changes and transformations that are taking place in your charts just by knowing that Virgo and Aquarius. We do love Dobby and her loud snoring. Enjoy it while you still can, because very soon, in 2 weeks' time, she's going to be reunited with her mommy and daddy in Athens. So enjoy her little snoring background. Okay, what do we know about eclipses? Eclipses are like the universe coming in and kicking our butts so that we can catch a wake up. They are intense transformations. They happen because the universe, life, God, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter, is showing us that we can't be how we used to be. Things need to change. And this is what it's bringing about, depending on, you know, where this Aquarius and Virgo house is in your chart. Those are the areas that are going to be changing. Mercury is going to be retrograding and shadowing in this time. So if you have any secrets, I promise you they are going to come out. If somebody's hiding anything from you, I promise you it's going to come out. The truth will be revealed. Anything hidden will come to the surface in a Mercury retrograde, especially in the eclipse season. The eclipses also are, you know, the solar eclipse is very masculine. It can be quite aggressive, the energy. The full moon is very feminine, so it's very emotional. Remember, full moons are about endings, completions, and the solar eclipses are about new beginnings and fresh starts even though we can't really see them yet, something is being planted. So it's especially important that we become aware of it. And with Mercury being in that mix with a bit of a shadow coming up in the solar eclipse before it hits retrograde, we've got to make sure that our communication is absolutely clear. Remember, it's going to affect the way we understand things. So it's our logic, our understanding, the way we communicate, the way we hear things, the way that we see things. Self-awareness comes a really long way when we are dealing with things like this. We are also looking at active driven inspiration at this time, because on that solar eclipse we've got Mars at 19 degrees and it is conjunct Vesta at 19 degrees in Aquarius. So that is action driven inspiration. We've got the South Node and Venus at 8 degrees in Pisces on that 17th of February. So this is about money. It's about doing something that we know how to do. It's almost like this very comfortable feeling around that. So we have always got support in our chart, and that's one of the support systems there. That's the South Node and Venus in Pisces. We also have quite a stressful and erratic degree, 0 degrees on the 17th of February, and that's Neptune and Saturn at 0 degrees in Aries. It can definitely bring about new structures very suddenly. It can tear down patriarchal old structures. Something huge is definitely taking place there, because Neptune is about dissolving and bringing out the truth. Saturn's about the structures. They're in Aries, so it's very forceful. And that's in the solar eclipse. So our awareness and having a look at how these all play out in our birth chart, it definitely helps to kind of assess. Human beings, we like to prepare and know as much as we can. I think the best thing to become comfortable with is I don't know, and trusting the process. I don't know, and yet I still trust the process. We're looking also at the full moon lunar eclipse, and that's on the 3rd of March. And at that time, we've got a sextile between Jupiter retrograde in Cancer, making a sextile to the moon. And Jupiter also goes direct in March. So we've got also the Sun trining Jupiter on that 3rd of March. So even though it can feel a little bit intense and super aggressive and things are happening very, very quickly and also very sudden, remember that this is the only way that we're actually going to wake up and do something that we need to do in order to change and transform. And it's constantly being highlighted because the solar eclipse is about the sun, the moon is about our feelings. So we're constantly looking for ways to connect our ego, human, protective self to our feelings, and also to how we relate to this in the outer world, our inner world versus our outer world, our spirituality, how we trust the process with the things that are coming up for us. I know that it can feel super intense and it doesn't make sense a lot of the times, but it's really not our job to understand. It's really our job just to experience, and I promise you, we have the strength and resilience to get through anything. It's been proven to us over and over again. I do wish you a fabulous month of Aquarius. I trust that kindness, compassion, and humanitarianism finds you in all directions. Thank you for watching All Things Moons and Stars. Take care, and we will chat soon. Bye-bye for now.